Continuing on with creating our composite curved spring, the next step is to create a 3D sketch. So from the sketch ribbon, you can choose the drop down arrow and start a 3D sketch. Use my mouse gesture to activate line, and I'm going to start near here but not touching it. The last thing I'll do is I'll add that relationship. So I'm going to click, and I'm sketching in the XY plane, which is acceptable for this first line. So I'll create it, and then I want to move up again. Still good in the XY plane. It's a very simple sketch. I'm going to tab to switch to my YZ plane. I'm going to get that along Z relationship. Then I'm going to switch back to the ZX plane. Again, get the along X. Click. And I want to move over here, still in the ZX, getting the along Z. I'm just going to zoom out a bit. And I'm going to tab back now to the YZ plane. And then I want to come down, and I want to come across and be along Z. I can tab to switch planes. I'll switch to the XY. Then I realize I'm going the wrong way for the sketch. That's fine. I'm just going to come back here, but I still want that relationship. I'll click, and then my last line here, I'm going to move it to the XZ plane, so I'll tab. I'll just zoom out a bit. And I just don't want to get a relationship to another line, so I'll click way out here, and that's a good start. I'm going to rotate around a bit, and now I want to get it fully defined. The first thing I realize is I don't see a relationship on this line, so I've missed it. I'll select it, and I need to add a relationship now or later. It really won't matter. So I'll activate dimension, and I'll make this line 2 inches. I'm going to just work my way around adding the dimensions. So this is 1.5 inches. This is 3.5 inches, etc. This is 2.5 inches. I'm just going to keep grabbing all these lines. This one is also 2.5 inches. Whoops. And we see the problem here. This is giving me a radius, so I accidentally switched to arc mode, so that's fine. I'm going to push escape and stop dimensioning, and I'll just select this arc, and I'll delete it. So I'll go back into line mode, and I'll just connect the dots here and push escape. Now when I select this line, the options come up to make it along X, Y, or Z, and I want it along the X. I'll go back into dimension mode using mouse gestures, and I'll make this line 2 inches long. And this last one is also 2 inches long. So nothing's fully defined, and that's fine. I'm just going to rotate around again a bit and zoom in. So if I grab any entity, we can see how it moves around. And the first thing I should notice is, oh, I forgot to dimension this line here. So I'll activate Smart Dimension again, and this line here is 1.5 inches. I'll push escape. I still wouldn't expect anything to be fully defined, but I do want to see how it moves. So I'm just going to grab a corner, and now it moves as a unit, and that's what I was hoping for. So what I want is I want this point and this point to join. So there's a couple of ways to do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this point, and then I'm going to hold Control, and I'm going to select my helix near the end point but not at the end point. I'll release Control, and I'll add the coincident relationship. And that's fine. It's coincident, but we can see how it's jumping all over this as I move it around the helix. So what I was hoping for was pierce, and I didn't get it, so it's not a problem still. All I need to do is find the plane, so in this case the right plane. I'll select it, I'll hold Control, I'll select my endpoint, and I'm going to put that point on the plane. And before I do that, I want to make sure it's really close to this endpoint, because it could also be on the plane over here, or anywhere up and down the helix. I'll fit this geometry to the screen. So now that my sketch is fully defined, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the 1/4 inch fillets. Just work my way around, selecting all the corners. So I'll accept those fillets. I'll right click again to exit fillet. Sketch is fully defined. I'm good. I'll exit the sketch, and in the next video we'll do the sketch up here.